Hello and welcome to Roving Report, a program that brings news, views and analysis of what's happening and what's changing in Northeast and its adjoining areas. I'm your host Ronya. The highlights of today's program are: misguided youth in Northeast who join militant outfits return to the mainstream of society. Journalists in Manipur protest against threats by KCP faction. And blockade and trucker strike result in a major economic loss to Manipur. Let us begin the show with a glimpse of some of the happenings in the Northeast.
The centre has extended the suspension of operations or SOO agreement with the Meghalaya-based militant outfit, the Achik National Volunteers Council or ANVC, for a further period of 3 months. The extension came in the wake of the expiry of the truce with the government on June 30th. On July 24, 2004, the Union government suspended operations against the ANVC, paving way for tripartite talks. Since then, the SOO agreement was extended from time to time. The ANVC was formed in December 1995 and it has been demanding the creation of Achik land or Garo land in the areas of Garo Hills within Meghalaya and parts of Assam. Condemning the threats to Dr. Leshram Joychand, a professor in the radiotherapy department of Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, over monetary demand from a KCP MC faction, doctors and staff of the medical institute staged a sit-in protest. The threats of the underground group have had an adverse impact on the activities of the institute, especially in the treatment of cancer patients.
His service is not available for the last 2 weeks or so because he got serious life threats from some insurgent groups.
RIMS had earlier faced bomb attacks and come under severe pressure from different militant groups.
3 Ulfa cadres, Bidyu Dika, Tapan Das and Nabakumar Das were arrested from Guwahati in a raid by a joint team of the state police and CRPF. Police recovered laptops, pen drives and mobile phones from them. It is believed that they were running an extortion racket and gathering information for the banned outfit.
Added thrust is being given to the development of the Northeast region. In line with these efforts, the Ministry of Development of Northeast region recently announced developmental projects including road infrastructure, Northeast Rural Livelihood Project and Community Resource Management Project for the upland areas.
Northeast State Road Project, NESRP, aided by Asian Development Fund. Total estimated cost is rupees 1,500 crore.
On the 23rd International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, Manipur organized a cycle rally on June 26th under the theme Think Health, Not Drugs. More than 2,000 participants took part in the rally, holding placards bearing anti-drug messages.
Well, it's time for a short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Roving Report. Militant outfits in the Northeast misguide the youth to take up arms. But soon, these youth get a reality check and they give up the path of violence. Recently, many such misled youngsters from several militant outfits chose to return to the mainstream.
Bloodshed and violence do not help in resolving an issue. Realizing this fact, misled youngsters in the region who had joined militant outfits have returned to the mainstream. In Assam, 7 cadres of National Democratic Front of Bodoland anti-talk group gave up arms at a ceremony in Golaghat. Those who surrendered include the self-styled commander Vishal Brahma, Sergeant Ajoy Basumatari, Arun Daimeri and several others. They belong to a group led by Ranjan Daimeri, who is now in jail.
কাৰণ মই তাত গৈ অকমান মোৰ নিজৰ মনটো অলপ অনুকূল লাগিলো মোৰ ভৱিষ্যত মই দেখি নাপালো মোৰ মতে মোৰ পিছত ধৰিব পাৰিলো মোৰ ভুল আছিল কাৰণ মোৰ ভৱিষ্যত মই দেখি নাপালো কাৰণ মোৰ পৰিয়ালৰ কিবা
পৃথিৱীত জন্ম লৈছো যেতিয়া ভাল মানুহ চলিবলৈ সবৰে মন যায় তেনেকৈ কিবা নাই কোনো এটা বিশেষ কিবা নাই ভুল হৈ যায় কিন্তু ভুলৰ ধাৰণা মই বুজিব নোৱাৰি সোমাইছিলো কিন্তু এতিয়া ভুলৰ ধাৰণা আমি বুজি পাই যেহেতু সংগঠন আগতে এটা আছিল এটা হল সিস্পাৰ আৰু নন সিস্পাৰ দুটা গ্ৰুপ কিন্তু দুটা গ্ৰুপ হোৱাৰ পিছত নিজৰ ভিতৰত মাৰপিট লাগাটো আমি নিবিচাৰো
In one of the biggest surrender ceremonies in recent times in Manipur, 19 hardcore members of 3 band outfits, KYKL, ULA and UNLF laid down arms at Assam Rifles headquarters at Mantri Pukri. The surrendered militants, 15 United Liberation Army, 3 Kanglai Yawol Kana Loop and a self-styled Sergeant Major of the United National Liberation Front also handed over a large quantity of communication equipment and arms which included an AK-47 rifle with ammunition, 2 Sten-gun carbines, 2 303 rifles, 4 pistols, hand grenades and 3 wireless radio sets.
This is a clear indication that those who have gone astray, those who have taken to arms, now they have realized that, that's not the way, that's not the means of, whatever they want to achieve. To my mind, to my thinking, people have now realized that, see, the way a society can, progress is through peace and through development.
In Assam's erstwhile NC Hills, now Dima Hasao district, new armed groups have come up since the surrender of DHD Jewel faction on October 2nd, 2009. The challenge now before the security forces is to neutralize these new and small groups. In an outcome of long and sustained efforts of security forces, 8 hardcore cadres of the newly formed Halam National Liberation Army or HNLA laid down their arms at 45 Assam Rifles headquarters in Haflong. The key leader of the surrendered militant outfit was identified as SS Captain Reng Chanjem. The cadres had received basic training in the jungles of Churachandpur district of Manipur. The mass surrender by militants clearly indicates that the ideology of bloodshed and violence is increasingly being rejected by the youth in the region.
Militant outfits in Manipur want to muzzle the media and threaten journalists when they refuse to be their mouthpiece. A report.
Newspaper offices in Imphal witnessed a deserted look following a threat by Kanglai Park Communist Party Military Council, which is split into 2 factions. While one faction wanted their statement to be published, the other threatened attacks on media houses if this was done. Following the tussle between the 2 factions, the All Manipur Working Journalists Union decided not to publish the newspapers.
The media fraternity has already taken a decision not to publish certain press releases of UG outfits which are not yet recognized, and they have been threatening and they have smashed the telephone of one vernacular Delhi, Sanalebak, and right now the heavy dictates, warnings, and some foul language are used on the editors.
Ahamda moina apologize am torkre adu apologize to gi wangmada amu hana threat torpadagi akoi gi sirin protest of logic firet law.
The death threat to A. Mobi, editor of the Sanale Bug and spokesperson of the